Second Thessalonians, the second chapter, reveals to us the delusion. Because it says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders, with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they did not receive the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned, who believed not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. So we see here the cause of the delusion, because they did not receive the love of the truth. They didn't receive the gospel. Believe on Jesus Christ, that he's the Son of God, repent of your sins, be baptized, the Eucharist, live holy. That's the truth. They did not receive, they reject the gospel. And so what happened? God sent them a delusion to believe a lie, and this causes them to be damned. So we need to then find the answer to this. What is the lie? Well, we know what the lie is. Not too far away, in his epistle to Timothy, it now says, the Spirit has revealed that in the latter times, now, and have been for a long time, they shall depart from the faith. That means apostatize, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. False doctrine. Speaking lies in hypocrisy. This hypocrisy means you contradict yourself in actions, what you claim in word. If you say you're holy, but your works are wicked, you're a hypocrite. This is what happens when the church apostatizes and their conscience is seared with a hot iron. So their heart does not condemn them to repent. And then we have, what do we have here in the next verse? Marriage is forbidden, and the abstinence of meats. We have examples of heresies. The first one being, if you forbade someone to marry, immediately it should spring to mind the Roman Catholic Church, whose priests are not allowed to marry. The second one, with the abstinence from meats, pertains to Lent, which was an unchristian and false doctrine. So now we have an apostasy that causes everybody to be damned. And because they reject the truth of the gospel, which is to repent of their sins, believe Jesus is the Son of God, live a holy life, being baptized in water, because that is rejected by man, they've been handed over to a delusion. As Paul said, he'd handed these saints over to Satan because they were blaspheming. And so mankind is handed over to Satan. And we have here the famous mark of the beast that is completely misinterpreted by almost everybody. They never identified who this person was in verse 18 and why the mark is given. And they worshipped the dragon. How is the dragon worshipped? Could it be through December 25th, when it's the worship of the birthday of the sun god. And then if a man was so careful to wonder, he might actually realise he was worshipping the sun and the winter solstice. And then again the spring equinox with what's falsely called Easter, when these things were introduced in the 4th century to the Christian churches and turned them into dens of iniquity and dens of wolves that damns the whole world. And how can all these wicked break out of this strong delusion that has been sent to them because they reject the gospel? Impossible. They can't break from it. You can't shake them out of it. Only by faith and repenting with the whole heart can they turn to the Lord and come into the kingdom of heaven, as it says, who shall dwell in Zion? He that walks upright, that works righteousness, that speaks the truth. He does not slander. He doesn't do evil to his neighbour. He doesn't charge interest when he lends money. But look, every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord ponders their hearts. Take heed to your soul and guard it, as the proverb says. Be not among winebibbers, among riotous eaters of flesh, for the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty. It's not talking about monetary poverty. It's talking about the soul. The soul will be derelict when you follow the ways of the flesh.